Hey y'all, Scry here with another episode of Moogle Squad, and this one's actually a little bit different, and it was an idea. I wish I could say it was a drunken idea, but it was not. It was completely sober when we decided to do this. Basically, what happened was the Moogle of our group said, "Hey, I have a great idea," and I'm like, "What?" And it's like, "What if we got drunk and retold the storyline of a given game?" And I'm like, "You mean like Drunk History from Comedy Central?" It's like, "Yeah, just like Drunk History." And I said, "That is a great idea. Let's do it." So this is going to be completely unedited and hilarious. Like I was it's a little bit cringeworthy. I'll even say that. Like I was like, oh wow, I can't believe I got that drunk. And for me, I don't get drunk often. Like you saw me get a little tipsy during Five Nights at Freddy's for Halloween, but this is a new level for me. And anyway, as you can see, I was joined in the studio for this little intro and outro today with this guy. He just would not sleep. So, without further ado, here is our content. Let's go. Jesus, I just need to press not record.
Hey, this is Faye the Moogle. I've been drinking, and I have a bucket friend with me. And I am here to read to you the story of Amnesia the Dark Descent. So, Daniel's this guy who wakes up in this castle not remembering anything, and he finds this note that tells him to go kill this dude named Alexander. There's no particular reason why, it just says go kill this guy. So Daniel goes through this castle that's full of monsters and goo and lots of other scary stuff. All the while he tries to figure out who this Alexander guy is and why he wants to kill this guy. So he finds out that he was part of this thing where he finds this orb, and he uh he takes it with him, and he ends up being chased by this this spirit that is the guardian of this orb and wants to kill Daniel now. So this dude Alexander is like, come stay with me. I'll keep you safe. You delicate little thing, you. So Daniel stays with Alexander in this castle full of monsters. And Alexander is like, to keep the spirit away, we need to sacrifice these criminals. Except these are not criminals that he has. They're just ordinary people he picked up from the street. Somehow. And Daniel doesn't realize this until he kills this little girl, at which point he's like, oh god, I kill people. So he takes the amnesia potion and leaves himself the note. So he goes to Alexander to take him down, and Alexander is in the middle of this ritual to do something, and then Daniel 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 uh Daniel Daniel kills Alexander with the spirit and leaves the castle alive. I think. Really? I think that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good night.
I don't remember whose idea this was, but it was a good one. And I'm okay with it. But I still feel like the Moogle forgot something. And these lights are incredibly bright. Can you turn off the lights? Yeah, cool. Alright.
Christmas tree, Christmas tree, you're such a pretty Christmas tree.
You people are fucked up. Alright, okay. Alright. I lost my cap. Alright. Okay. Remember correctly, it's sometime in August with a dude named Daniel. And he's from London. He wakes in this castle, I think in Prussia or something, with no memory of what the fuck's going on. And all he can remember is his name. For some reason, like, that's the one thing that he remembers. Even though, if I remember correctly, he takes an amnesia potion. How the fuck are you supposed to remember your name? The point of it is amnesia potion. No fucking sense. And that he lives in Mayfair and something is hunting him. Like, that makes no sense that he could remember these things. Like, again, amnesia potion. Shortly after awakening, Daniel finds a note written to himself. Apparently, he recognizes his handwriting, because clearly he knows what his handwriting is. And that's how he learns that his memory's been erased and that he needs to kill this Alexander dude. Anyway, the exploration into the castle and shit is about a journey of his own memories and shit. And he unravels the mysteries of this, I want to say it's Brandenburg Castle or some shit like that. And he finds himself hunted by this weird creature that is, like, hovering around his orb or something.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Shut the fuck up, Cortana. He also, okay, more courage juice. Okay. And there's all these different types of creatures, like one that looks like a fucked up version of the villain from Nightmare, the Boogeyman. One that looks like a fucked up version of the Boogeyman from Nightmare Before Christmas. And then there's this creature that you can't see, but it's inside the water and eats humans' limbs. And there's another creature that I can't remember what it looks like. Then there's another creature. I was going somewhere with this. Anyway, he finally figures out that his orb is something that is the reason why these creatures are chasing him, and that he found it in the tomb of some place in like Africa or Egypt or some shit like that. And he's being plagued by nightmares and shit like that from his past. And he finds out that he's been killing people or something. I can't really remember. But that's why he takes this amnesia potion. And he starts to tamper with the orb. And that's the reason why it angers the Guardian. And he starts killing people and stuff. And I can't remember. I think this Alexander dude is the one that does it. Not Daniel. Daniel's innocent-ish. Yeah, anyway. I believe Daniel was the person that Alexander hired to torture people. Something. Yeah, that sounds right. something about Damascus Rose. Maybe it's an ingredient to that amnesia potion. I can't fucking remember. Ugh. More juice. Ugh. Anyway, because of all the torturing and shit, it had an effect on Daniel's mind. And taking the orb with him, Alexander seals himself in his inner sanctum, leaving Daniel to be brutally maimed by the Cosmic Guardian. Because of this, he's furious at Alexander and shit like that. I'm sure I'm leaving out a bunch of other shit. I'm sure the Moogle covered it. Anyway, he breaches the defenses with a newly assembled orb with this guy that he found in a dungeon. Yeah, there's a dungeon. Yeah, I forgot. There's a dungeon. And Agrippa something. Yeah, I think his name's Agrippa. Is an alchemist that Alexander was using for strange alchemy and shit. And Agrippa had an assistant and explains like the person that the guardian of the orb is and why it's trying to kill Daniel and shit. And he says, I can help you, but you gotta like rip my head off my body and some shit like that, and I can come help you. But you have to give me a tonic first so my head will stay alive. And Daniel's like, cool, let's do that. Fuck yeah. Sounds amazing. And they do it. And Daniel takes his head and finds Alexander at the end of in the inner sanctum. And he decides to listen to Agrippa and toss Agrippa's head through the portal. Where the shadow, which is the thing that's been following Daniel, creating all the creatures and shit, kills both Daniel and this Alexander dude. Just straight up murks their asses. But Daniel is saved when Agrippa like finds Daniel or some shit somehow, saying that he deserves so much more. And Agrippa's partner, Johann Weyer, some shit like that, tells him, hey, save this motherfucker. He's cool. He saved my life. And then says, yeah, it'll be alright. And that's the story of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah. That's my side of the story. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Lulu. I'm also going to say my version of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. At least what I remember. Let's hope I don't forget it all. Hehe. Anyway, so so there's this guy. I think his name is Daniel, and he wakes up in this weird ass castle, and he can't remember fucking anything. Like, and so he starts finding these notes all over the castle that he left for himself before he forgot everything, telling him exactly what he's supposed to do and what happened, but not directly saying anything. Like some weird puzzle shit. And he finds out that there's this dude who owns the castle, and his name is Alexander. And Daniel came there to help Alexander discover some bullshit thing because Daniel had something he needed. And turns out that Alexander was double-crossing him and was planning on using Daniel's whatever thingamajigger to help himself instead of helping the world like he was promising. So Daniel comes to the conclusion that he's supposed to kill Alexander, while also discovering that him and Alexander, throughout the time that Daniel's been with Alexander, have been torturing innocent people to death.
The lights are bright. I'm turning off the lights again.
Fuck you! Anyway, I guess the Dark Descent got darker. Anyway, so basically, Daniel has to go through the castle to find the inner sanctum, which is like the deepest of the deepest dungeons in the castle. So you have to go through pretty much the entire castle, trying to dodge all these weird ass servant guys who are actually monsters that want to kill you. Especially the water monster. You cannot see him. He is invisible. He will chase you and chase you and chase you till he eats you. Yeah, he's scary. Anyway, so then when you finally get to the inner sanctum, Daniel is not quite sure how to kill Alexander and all that, and eventually he gets captivated by Alexander's words yet again, and he sacrifices himself to bring about Alexander's whatever it is. I think it's like Alexander was like claiming that he's not from our world, he's from somewhere else, and so Daniel's supposed to send him home with his sacrifice, but in the end, Alexander goes to wherever it is, and the shadow that's been haunting the castle because of all the deaths there kills Daniel, and Alexander later then thanks him and says, "Thanks for being a sport and killing yourself, yay!" So then, so in the end, Daniel is the one who gets fucked over. Unfortunately. Dude makes himself forget everything because he's so consumed by the guilt of killing people. Eh! But like he kills him, he sacrifices himself because he's so begriddled by guilt. Words. Anyway, he's so weighed down by guilt of torturing and killing these people that he doesn't think he's worthy enough to live. And he makes himself try and forget it all so he can do what he's supposed to do. But he needs to remember some of it so he can do what he's supposed to do, and then he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. Yeah. Sometimes you feel like you have amnesia when you play the game because you don't remember what the fuck just happened. Anyway. But that's all I have to say for today, I think. But anyway, you guys have a good day.
And that's it for today. As you can see, we got really, really drunk for that. And I hope you found it humorous. We do plan on doing these, I wouldn't say frequently. I don't think my liver could take it. But I'd say maybe once a month we'll do it. Hoping. Maybe once in a while. But this will be something we do, just for the fun of it, on occasion. Anyway, this has been Moogle Squad. And as always, have a nice day. Alright, for our little mini blurb today, I'm going to share a fun fact with you. I actually video game with this, strapped to my chest on a very regular basis. Actually quite easy. Like, people think, oh yeah, it's very difficult. Not really. Like, I've done Raid with a baby strapped to my chest. Like, my MMO fellow counterparts could actually attest to that. I've played with a baby either next to me or on me. It's not that hard. And honestly, it's Jesus Christ, kid, you have a strong ass grip. Anyway, goes. What makes it very easy is the fact that I use something like this, and I have a gaming mouse. So I don't even need my keyboard anymore, which allows me to not have to have it slide out, which makes it awkward to play. Honestly, the baby makes me more ergonomic. You do not. It makes me more ergonomic when I'm sitting in this chair because I have to sit up straight because of where the baby is and I can play normally. So it saves my back. Anyway, that's a little fun fact from Moogle Squad. Yay, Moogle Squad. Oh, come on. Smile. Smile. Smile for the camera. Ah, you little douchebag. Alright. See ya.